hold on to your vinyl. It's ProgHat.
Hello, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for being here and clicking on this video. Folks, I had a great day on the Prog Corner stream today, choosing and picking our favorite 10 songs of the 1980s. It was a lot of fun. I had a blast. The guys over there were very kind and very supportive, and great bunch of guys, man. These Prog Corner, man, go sub them up. Sub up the other gentlemen that were on that stream. They were just great folks to the ProgHat, and I appreciate it very much. So I'm going to do what I did on that stream. I want to make a video now about it. It was just a lot of fun, and I just pretty much would probably be saying the same things that I said on the stream, but I wanted to make a video about it because I'm pumped and was really stoked to be there on the Prog Corner. So my video is ProgHat's 10 favorite songs from the 1980s. Man, that's tough, man. Such a lot of great music, artists, going on in the 1980s. A lot of great records were coming out. Some with some debuts, like Iron Maiden. Okay, so let's get right into this video. Now, I'm going to say up front, two of the records that I like songs off of, I thought I owned them, but apparently looking through the collection, I don't have them. But that's going to change real soon. I'm get those records. Don't know what happened to them. Hey, sometimes I give away stuff and I forget about it. So here's my top 10. I'm going to go from number 10 all the way up to number 1. At number 10, this is one that I don't own on vinyl. Song of Seven, John Anderson. I simply just love that song. John Anderson, in my opinion, writes good lyrics, and I always love his vocal delivery. And in this song, that beginning part with the synthesizer doing that real nice classical bit parts of music reminds me of Boy from Free Cloud, the David Bowie song from the David Bowie album. That's what I think of it. And I just like the direction that it goes. There's, like I said about the lyrics, there's great poetry. I love the vocal arrangements, and I like what the song is talking about, embracing life's mysteries. Things I don't know what they could be anything, things that we are afraid of, but yet don't know until we experience that. Life's about experiences. I like that it has that vibe that kind of the song also reminds me a little bit of something that this song could have been part, but I could be way off base, from Tales from Topographic Ocean. All right, that's my number 10. Number 9, the classic, still gets a lot of radio airplay once in a while, and it's always good to hear it on the radio, and that's Games People Play by the Alan Parsons Project. A couple of years ago, me and Mrs. ProgHat saw them live here in Texas, and it was a great show. Alan Parsons Project did the whole first side of this album. It was just incredible. Well, I'm still trying to remember, was it side 1 or side 2? Well, anyway, one aside that they did in that concert, and it was just mind-blowing. Alan Parsons is just a genius. And like I said on that stream today, I would have loved to be a fly on the wall watching him work. It would just be great. I love the beginning, and I love the guitar solos in this song. It's got that upbeat, and I love the vocal delivery in the song. Games People Play, number 9. All right, folks, moving right along. If you hear papers being shuffled around, I still have my notes. They're fresh. I usually file those away. At number 8, the classic, what I think is one of the best rock FM songs to hear on the radio. When I first heard it, it was at night, and I was like, what is that? Who is that? It was Genesis when they were just three guys. Duke, and the song is Turn It On Again. I just love that song. I love the bass. I love that the way Phil Collins gives it such a great vocal delivery, and the song rocks out, and that longing, that desire, and that line, I get so lonely when she's not there. Quite an interesting song, and the lyrics, from what I understand, the TV and to the person in the song, the friends are on the TV, something to that effect, are his friends. Loneliness can make such a, where am I going with this? Loneliness can make some of the best songs when you sing about it and you write about it. There you go, folks. Hopefully that makes sense. But it's a great rock song. I love that part where it does that da na na na. That part kind of reminds me of Kashmir of Led Zeppelin. But anyway, Turn It On Again. All right, at number 7. Like I said, I'm a big Ronnie James Dio. He is an awesome singer. And I got to go with the song that just rocks out. Great metal, hard rock song. And that is my number 7 is Heaven and Hell. I love the lyrics. I love that medieval sound to it. That bass and drums are just great rhythm. They're right there. I like the lyrics, In humans, there's just good and bad. There's good and evil in humans. And sometimes there's both things in humans that we are, There's no denying about that, So, yes. Heaven and Hell at number 7. Great metal classic song. Like I said, lyrics written all by Ronnie James Dio. And Tony Iommi can come up with some of those, memorable guitar riffs. I mean, they are in your head. They become ear candy, and you just can't get enough. All right. Moving to number 6, the classic 1980. Mine's in this plastic wrap. Let me rip this off real quick, folks. Shoot the Thrill. Just a great song. I love the guitar playing, and Angus's and his brother Malcolm Young bring those guitar riffs. Angus is such a great guitar solo player, and I just love the rhythm section that keeps it tight, keeps everything going. And like I was saying about the song Shoot the Thrill, it's kind of, how do I say this to make sense, but it kind of resembles like a song, like lyrically, like the song Shot Down in Flames from Highway to Hell, Bon Scott. Shoot the Thrill, one of my favorites. It's in one of my favorite movies, Iron Man 2, I believe. And that's number 6, folks. All right. Moving on to number 5. It's debatable, but I'm going to go ahead and say it here, and you heard it from ProgHat. Yes, Iron Maiden does songs that have some progginess to them and a prog edge to them. At number 5, for me, is Phantom of the Opera. I love this album. I remember getting it. Now, my first Iron Maiden album was the live EP Maiden in Japan. Then I went back and got the earlier records like Iron Maiden. Phantom of the Opera, what a great guitar intro, that classical beginning. I mean, it just totally rocks out there. It's a great metal song. Progness in it. It gets your head banging, your blood pumping, and get that nice, cool medieval sound to it. I mean, a song that talks about a torture device. Metal. That's all I can say, folks. Love it. All right, number 4 is another album that I don't have, so I have to do this. So, you can say, what song was his number 4? When I heard this song, another one, I mean, it just took me like, where is that song? Where is that coming from? Some unknown planet somewhere? Who are these guys? This album that the Scorpions put out in 1980, Animal Magnetism, was my gateway into the Scorpions. I love that record. I remember borrowing it from somebody, and making a cassette copy of it. And of course, you know, records back then, we loved them so much that there's a skip. And I remember the Zoo, somewhere in the beginning of that copy that I borrowed from one of my friends, had a skip in it, but I didn't care. I wanted to hear that guitar intro, those guitars that were just right in your face, those heavy riffs that leads into this great metal explosion, hard rock sound, and you're like there, and it just carries it. Dun 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 dun. I just love it. I love it. I love it. And I love that part of that crowd and towards the end, that sound of that crowd, because I feel like I'm in that crowd and I'm listening to the Scorpions, a band that I saw years ago when Mrs. ProgHat hooked me up with a ticket for Father's Day, and I saw the Scorpions, and I'm going to go ahead and say it was one of the most kick-ass shows I ever seen in my life. So folks, The Zoo by the Scorpions, my number 4 song. 3 more left, and we're getting there. The number 3, this album and the song that I choose from this album is a good example of prog rock. It really, truly is. And that's from Drama, Machine Messiah. What I was thinking there while I paused, I was thinking, man, there's a lot of folks in the prog community that have so much love for this record. And I'm thinking, when it was out, and I had it years ago, when in my early days back in community college, no one really talked about this record. I knew Yes Friends had Yes Friends, but no one really seemed to like this album or Tales. Don't understand why, but now here we are in the 2000s, and there's just so much love for this record, which there should be. I mean, this is a great record. Scott brought up a good point. You didn't have John Anderson, and you didn't have Rick Wakeman, and the other 2 guys that stepped in. Yes, brought another great solid collection record in their discography. Drama is a killer record. Machine Messiah, that cutting edge, that sound to it, that heavy bass, and I guarantee you, heavy metal players out there that are playing bass or upcoming newcomers to bass playing, I'm sure they're inspired by Chris Squire. I almost can guarantee it. This song, Machine Messiah, I love that metal lead guitar playing by Steve Howe. It's so awesome. It even, to me, has that industrial sound. Like I said, it's heavy. Then when it gets to that acoustic part where it starts saying the Machine Messiah, which kind of reminds me of Welcome to the Machine by Pink Floyd, but that's a different song. I'm not going to take away from a great song like Machine Messiah on that, but it's real, that ambience, that nice acoustic. It's just beautiful. It's dark, it's heavy, it's beautiful. Machine Messiah, number 3. 2 more. I got to do one of these, woo, because I just love Van Halen. And if you follow me on Instagram, I'm always posting probably a lot of their albums over and over, but I love Van Halen. Rest in peace, Eddie Van Halen. My number 2 is And the Cradle Will Rock. That song really kicks ass. That guitar intro, you'll never forget it. Every time you hear it, you're like, oh yeah, turn it up. Somebody reach over there and turn it up and get me a beer, because it's about to game on. All right. I love the lyrics. It's a great anthem. The music at that beginning just hooks you right into the rest of the whole song. Great overdubs. Eddie was just experimenting. The band was just kept on transitioning, moving forward. There's a part of the lyrics in the song where he goes, when what did it say? When the folks, I'm getting kind of lost there, but they try to jump him out of town. You could at least fake it, boy, fake it, boy. It kind of reminds me of something to the effect of the song on the next album, Mean Street. Folks, the streets are cold. I know I had to live on the streets for just a tiny bit. But, I pulled myself out And I had the music of groups like Van Halen, the Scorpions, Rush, and all my favorite prog bands to help me get through those early teenage lives and just get me out of a lot of rough spots. Number 2, And the Cradle Will Rock. I can identify to some of those lyrics in that song. Number 1, folks, Spirit of the Radio. I left this out on the stream, but that song has great lyrics. Concert halls. Oh man, and it does that loud sound of the crowd. I used to think it was a live song sometimes, but it's not. It's just the genius of 3 guys, and that can make an amazing album, and these guys can just make these great records. These guys, I mean, are they from this planet? I don't know. I always felt like Rush is in their own category, their own genre. I love Rush. I love every record. I mean, I have no problem with their music. But the song that's number 1 for me of 1980, Spirit of the Radio. Great lyrics. I love the part of the song where it gets to that reggae beat. And it's just a masterpiece. And what a great intro. When you hear that song, it's Rush time. Rest in peace, Neil Peart. There you go, folks. My top 10 songs. Had to do my flashcards, but I'm going to get those records one day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, hit the subscriber button. Appreciate it. Leave me a comment. And again, thank you for the support. I'll see you on the next video.